I think we've got a picture, maybe even some video of your red carpet debut at the premiere with your new boo. There he is, actor Aaron Pierre. The internet seems to love the two of you together.
Oh, thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit more about it. I'm like the internet. I'm into it too. We love love.
He wants to know it all.
TikTok. Yes.
His middle name is TikTok?
About it.
I would say you love TikTok.
No. Don't you try to move on. Don't you try to move on.
I get so shy.
Why?
I just get so shy.
How did the two of you meet?
Oh my God. It's too early. It's so early.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Right? I'm going to help you out.
So you're not going to tell us about the new film or the new fellow?
Would you just leave her alone?
Well, thank you, Teyana. Thank you. Don't come back in January.
You know, this whole time I'm looking at you, the petty Joe is just like, yo, what's up with the cute boyfriend right now? This guy right here.
That's that big brother shit.
That's the petty Joe, man. I'm sitting here the other day, I'm going to tell you, and shout out to the brother, but the other day I'm sitting on the couch trying to look at something in Netflix, and I see his face, and I'm like, yo, you know who that? That's Teyana's man right there. We watched the movie and shit.
You watched Rebel Ridge?
Hell yeah.
That shit.
But I watched it. I skipped it a bunch of times, but once Teyana, you know, I'm keeping it a buck. Well, y'all got the clamps on me. Y'all don't want me to go. But what about the pretty boy?
This is what I think it is. What I think it is like, y'all watch me grow up. Coming home has been funny as hell because every single interview I've been doing has been all like my big brothers. So it's been a lot of tough love out of like, you know, y'all knowing me from being little T. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm a woman.
Do you remember the first time you were rejected?
Yes. I answered that too quickly. But yeah, I did.
This wasn't a quiet breakup. It wasn't mutual. And it definitely wasn't clean. When Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre went their separate ways, the relationship didn't just end, it detonated. And the reason people are still arguing about it isn't because of love lost, it's because of what allegedly came next. This story isn't about heartbreak, it's about leverage. And what happens when one person walks away right as the other person loses control of the narrative. Because within hours of the split, the conversation online flipped. It stopped being, why did they break up? And turned into something darker, something personal, something that, if even hinted at, can permanently stain a career. And once Iman Shumpert gets dragged back into it, this stops being a breakup story and turns into a full reputation war. But to understand why it spiraled this far, you have to start where the tone changed. The breakup didn't come with a rollout. No joint post, no, we still respect each other. One day they were everywhere together. Album visuals, events, press, red carpets. Then suddenly nothing. Sources confirmed they had gone their separate ways, but no one could say why. No cheating confirmed, no public argument, no explanation at all. And that silence mattered. Because when high-profile relationships end without closure, the internet doesn't wait. It fills in the blanks. And in this case, the blanks filled fast. Within hours, fans weren't just asking what happened. They were asking what Teyana might know. That shift didn't come from proof. It came from whispers. Unconfirmed claims started spreading that she allegedly threatened to expose something deeply personal about Aaron after he walked away. Not screenshots, not messages, just repetition. And repetition online doesn't need facts. It needs timing. Aaron didn't leave quietly because nothing was happening. He left quietly because something potentially explosive was forming. And people close to the situation believe that's exactly why he didn't try to fix it. Because once a relationship reaches the point where private life becomes leverage, it's already over. But the internet didn't care about boundaries. It cared about shock. And that's when old narratives resurfaced at the worst possible moment. Here's the uncomfortable part people don't want to admit. The rumors didn't stick because they were proven. They stuck because the internet had already reduced Aaron to a body before it ever respected him as a person. Before the breakup, fans were obsessed with his look. Shirtless scenes, old clips, stills from earlier roles. Comment sections filled with fantasy instead of discussion about his acting. So when the relationship ended, the same people reposting his photos were suddenly questioning his private life, as if privacy automatically meant dishonesty. Tweets resurfaced claiming he was hiding something. Others went further, labeling him without evidence. None of this was new content. It was old noise revived at the exact moment his name was trending. And timing is everything. Because when rumors land during a career rise, they don't just stay online. They reach casting offices, brand partners, international markets, studios that avoid controversy even when it's baseless. People close to Aaron believe that's why he didn't argue, didn't defend, didn't respond. He didn't want to win an internet fight. He wanted out. And that decision tells you how serious the situation felt behind the scenes. Aaron Pierre isn't just another actor dating someone famous. His career is in a critical window. Major roles, major franchises, global exposure. He's attached to high-visibility projects. He's stepping into characters with long-term value. That means image control isn't optional, it's survival. In a recent interview, he spoke about protecting his inner circle as attention grows. He talked about how overwhelming the response has become. Especially after a viral TV appearance that caused such a reaction, comments had to be limited. That context matters, because when someone is building a long runway, even false narratives become dangerous, not because they're true, but because they're loud. What made the accusations even stranger is that Aaron had already spoken openly about attraction in past interviews. No hesitation, no discomfort. Just straightforward answers that fans later clipped and reposted once the breakup news broke. And yet, despite that, people still pushed a story that didn't line up. That's when curiosity turns into pressure, and pressure changes how people move. Those close to Aaron believe this is when the relationship went cold. Not dramatic, not explosive, just done. He didn't fight for the optics, he protected the future. And once fans realized he wasn't feeding the chaos, they shifted targets. As Aaron went silent, attention swung hard toward Teyana. Suddenly, her past became the focus, her divorce, her wealth, her independence. Jokes resurfaced about men being intimidated by her. Some framed her as someone who couldn't be handled. Others flipped it, saying she tried to control and lost grip when it didn't work. Neither side had proof, both sides had opinions. Then the internet pulled Iman Shumpert back into the story. Out of nowhere, cheating claims started spreading. No receipts, no confirmation, just repetition. People claimed Teyana had been involved with Iman during the relationship. Old clips resurfaced and were reframed to fit the new narrative. Context didn't matter anymore, only shock did. Iman didn't respond. Aaron didn't respond. Teyana didn't respond. And silence online is treated like guilt, even when it isn't. What stands out here is that none of this noise came from the people involved. It came from spectators filling gaps, and gaps turned into weapons fast. Another angle gained traction just as fast. People started claiming the relationship wasn't real at all, that Aaron was a rebound, that the timing matched an album rollout, that once the visuals ended, so did the romance. PR relationship claims spread because they're easy. They make people feel smart. But insiders pushed back hard on that narrative. They say the relationship was real. And that's exactly why the fallout felt personal. Because fake relationships don't end like this. They dissolve quietly. Real ones fracture when trust breaks. And at the center of this fracture sits one alleged moment: the threat. Not a confirmed message, not a leaked recording, just the belief that someone even hinted at exposing private sexual history. That crosses a line most public figures avoid at all costs. Because it's not gossip, it's coercion. Even suggesting it changes the power dynamic instantly. People close to Aaron believe he wasn't afraid of being exposed. He was afraid of being controlled. And once someone shows they're willing to weaponize privacy, the relationship has no future. That's why there were no subtweets. That's why there was no back and forth. That's why he disappeared instead of explaining. Silence became the safest move. Teyana, on her end, hasn't addressed the claims publicly. No interviews tackling it. No long posts defending herself. She's focused on her career, her children, and the next chapter. But public perception doesn't pause. Right now, half the internet sees her as someone who lost control when the relationship ended. The other half sees her as someone being dragged by rumors she never confirmed. Both sides are guessing. And the truth is, none of us actually know what happened behind closed doors. What we do know is this. This breakup damaged trust beyond repair. Aaron moves forward with momentum, but quieter. Teyana moves forward with success, but heavier scrutiny. Iman remains silent, yet never fully removed from the conversation. And that's what makes this story linger. Not because of what was said publicly, but because of what was never confirmed. Silence left room for theories, and once the internet fills that space, there's no pulling it back. What started as a private split turned into a conversation about control, timing, and how fast narratives can flip when careers are rising and emotions are raw. Both sides moved on in their own way. One chose distance and focus, the other chose growth and momentum. And the people watching were left arguing over fragments, screenshots, and assumptions. The truth likely sits somewhere no timeline will ever reach. Not everything broken gets explained, and not every ending comes with closure. What matters now is how quickly perception can rewrite reality. Once a story catches fire online, facts struggle to keep up. And in situations like this, staying quiet can speak louder than any statement ever could. So now it's your turn. Do you think this breakup was about personal boundaries being crossed, or was it simply bad timing mixed with internet pressure? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you want more deep breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Stay tuned because some stories don't fade away. They just wait for the next chapter.